Konnichiwa mina, kochira Silverreploid Cle desu. I'm just kidding. Hey, what's up everyone? This is Silverreploid Cle. How are you guys doing on YouTube? You're probably wondering why I have these three objects out here. It's because today I'm going to be making one of my favorite Japanese dishes, the one that's famous in Japan, called tempura. What I have here are these ingredients, including the tempura batter right here. I have the following. I have acorn squash. In Japan they call it pumpkin. And I also got some carrot and onions. And of course, my favorite, shrimp. As you can see, they're already deveined, and I also removed the shells. And sometimes they leave the tail on there. The people of Japan, they leave the tail on there once they're deep frying. When the tails turn red, that means they're ready. And the idea is to make sure that your batter is extremely cold with cold water. Well, I haven't got the batter ready yet, but I'm gonna go ahead and get started. Meanwhile, while the oil is getting hot right here, and in a few minutes after the oil is hot, I'm gonna do some frying on a few things. Probably just gonna start with the acorn squash first. I'm gonna do the vegetables first, and then I'll do the shrimp last. Okay then, let's get started. Okay, first step, I'm gonna go ahead and open my tempura batter. Now inside the box of tempura batter from McCormick's, it's a white bag filled with the batter inside. And what do I do with the excess batter? I just store it in the freezer for whenever I want to make tempura. I'll just store it in the freezer. So that way, when I get ready to make some tempura, I'll know where to find it. So get the bag open and go ahead and get your batter poured inside the bowl. Now in reference to cold water, like I mentioned earlier, you got to make sure it's really cold. I use cold water, and to add a little coolness to it, I just added at least 1 ice cube or 2 ice cubes. But the idea is that you want to make your water very cold for this batter right here. Hold on. And also, when it comes to mixing your batter, you don't want to over mix it because the batter will become sticky. You want to make sure your batter is lumpy, as it says so in the box. So go ahead and pour that in. I'm going to get 1 ice cube. And yeah, the water is cold. I made sure it's cold. I can pretty much smell the oil too. So I need a whisk. Might be in the sink. I don't know, but I'll just use a spoon. Just kind of mix it. Add some water to it while mixing. That should be good enough water because you want to make sure you have bubbles in there. You don't want to have it too sticky and whatnot. Might need a little bit more of that batter. Make it kind of a little thick a bit, but then again, it might be fine the way it is. The way it's too water, I might need to add a little more. It's kind of like pancake batter, but you get the idea. All right. And always make sure you clean your mess up too when it comes to cooking in the kitchen. Might add too much batter, but that doesn't matter. I'm using all these ingredients anyway. Just add a little dash more, and that should be good. Okay. So so here's the batter. This is exactly what it should look like. I'm gonna add some bubbles in there. It's not fully mixed, I know. I'm gonna go ahead and stir a little bit more anyway. Yeah. And as you can see, I got the camera on charge because it's on low battery because after I got done with today's vlog, or yesterday. I might upload this tomorrow. I don't know, but yeah. Okay, I can smell the oil. I'm gonna go ahead and stuff this rest of this tempura batter in the freezer. Okay, so with that being done, let us move on to deep frying. Let me take my watch off. Okay, like I said, I'm gonna start with the vegetables first. So I'm gonna go with the acorn squash. I like to call it pumpkin because at first, prior to when I sliced the acorn squash, it looked like a pumpkin somewhat, but it's evidently called acorn squash. It's part of the squash family, but none of that stuff matters anyway. But let's go ahead and get this stuff fried. Hold on one second. Alright guys, I think the oil is hot enough now, so I'm gonna go ahead and start deep frying my tempura ingredients. You want to make sure it's fully coated. Now I'm gonna show you what to do when it comes to doing the shrimp. Just coat it with tons of batter. Shake the excess off. The same thing you do with the shrimp too. Coat with tons of batter. Shake some of the excess off. Deep fry until golden brown. I'm gonna go ahead and add another one in there. Now, when I first tried the acorn squash with tempura batter fried, it tastes like French fried. And it's actually better than French fried too. And be extremely careful how you put, it's hard to do it while doing it with one hand, since I got the camera filming the whole thing. Okay, so as you can see, I got the acorn squash frying right now. In a few time translations, I'm going to show you how I do the other ingredients. But in the meantime, I'm going to let these deep fry a bit, and when I get done with them, I'll do the other ones. See you then. As you can see, I added some tempura batter into the oil because I want my pumpkin squash to be crispy. I love the crunchiness of tempura, you know what I'm saying, dog? But not much of a gangster type, really. I'm just saying, if you get what I'm talking about. So, in a few minutes, until golden brown, you turn them over different sides. So that way, you can go ahead and start frying the other side. That was a good turn there. But be very careful because the oil is extremely hot, and when it touches you, man, you are doomed. You will know. So that's the acorn squash. After I get done with the acorn squash, next I'm going to do kakiage, which is carrots and onions, and sometimes they have mitsuba leaf and of course shrimp. But I'm just doing carrots and onions for now. Okay, now usually when it comes to frying tempura, after they're done frying, I usually season them with a bit of salt, but in Japan they sometimes use mentsuyu, or fish broth as they call it in English, and of course other type of dipping sauce, including for Tendon Tempura Bowl. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and give this a shot. It's hot. I'm gonna let it cool off for a little bit and then I'll give it a shot for you guys. Go ahead and give it a shot. Itadakimasu. Oishi. Tastes just like a French fry as always. My. Joker is hot, but man, it's good. So this is pumpkin squash. I'm also going to do a tasting on the kakiage and the shrimp in just a moment. Okay guys, so the acorn squash is already finished. Now all this stuff are the shrimp and kakiage, or carrots and onions, without the mitsuba leaf. And as you can see right here, I made a little dipping sauce for my tempura. just a little soy sauce and some water. I use the water to kind of relieve the intensity of the sodium, so it should be good. Alright, with that being done, let's go ahead and get started making some kakiage. Getting stuff battered up. And of course, let that joker fry. I just go ahead and fry that low because it accumulates to each other since they're battered up, and I did both sides, remember that. And also remember to clean your nest up. I always do that. Smell the onion. I really love it when tempura has color and a crispy touch to it. Dipped in some cold dipping sauce. Alright guys, so part of that is done. I'm not finished yet. I still gotta do the shrimp. And after we get done with all the tempura stuff that's being fried, I'm gonna do a tasting for you guys. And it should be very enjoyable. It's kakiage, and that's acorn squash. That's the last batch being fried. And after I get done with that, we will then move on to the shrimp. One of my favorite ingredients of tempura. It's even good with the sauce. I'm already hungry, so I'm just digging in. Just for a little bit. This is actually a revised video from, now a lot of you may or may not know, but I did a video once making a rice bowl, a tempura rice bowl. And the thing is, the volume wasn't on, so until like a few months ago, I would say, I fixed the sound problem for the Windows Movie Maker. So as soon as I get done with this video, it'll be up and revised and better than the original. Tadaima! Okay, so the kakiage is finished. May not look too good, but it's still good. And of course the acorn squash. And now for the final ingredients that I will be doing before I end this cooking video for you all. That's right, shrimp. Now, remember, go by the tail. Dip in batter, coat it very, very well. Like this. Shake the excess off and lay it down like this. Kind of like how you do catfish. That's two. That's three. Four should do it. Should fit in there. Yep. Kind of fit in there, but it'll do. Alright guys, so I'm getting to frying this last batch of shrimp. As you can see, I call myself trying to color with some batter. And yeah, I got these frying right now. So I'm gonna get done in just a few minutes. Well, here it is guys. My favorite Japanese dish, tempura. Acorn squash, kakiage, and the shrimp. Now, in reference to the shrimp, I know I didn't do good on that, but it's still tasty. And I got my dipping sauce down there. And I forgot today was Frenchy Friday, but it doesn't really matter anyway. I don't want the different accent to kind of like distract me while I'm cooking this dish. But yeah, does it look good? Let me know in the comments. Alright guys, there it is. Time to give it a taste test. Dipping sauce, shrimp tempura, puntos. Kakiage. Acorn squash. Very delicious and simple. Okay guys, I'm gonna go ahead and get out. Hope you guys enjoy watching. Want more videos like these? Hit subscribe. This is Silverreploid Cle. Sayonara.